What's up guys, it's Roger, and today I'll be teaching you how to use your Blink Hunter in Trials of Osiris on Javelin 4. Now Javelin 4 is a pretty darn good map for our Blink, as you should have saw in yesterday's video where I taught you how to use your Blink Warlock on Javelin 4. Had a pretty fun build there, but it was mostly try hard because you kind of have to try hard nowadays. You can't play for fun in Destiny 2 anymore, because if you do that you kind of just get slapped around, and it's the unfortunate truth. But I wanted to do more of a fun build, so I did, and it took me way longer, many hours more than it usually should, to get all the clips I wanted for you guys and to really show off the build in any kind of good light, because it's just not too easy when you're facing so much cheese and scum and meta abuse nowadays. You just can't really use fun builds like you would like to. It can be pretty difficult. If you do want to use a fun build, it's usually when you're playing with like two of your buddies or something, and then you can all use a fun build together and still be kind of successful, or you don't really care if you're successful because you're still playing with your friends, so it doesn't really matter and you're still having fun. But like this, it's kind of a pain in the tuchus, but that's okay. Why don't we go ahead and break down this build a little bit. So first and foremost, I'm going to be using the Devil's Ruin. This is an exotic sidearm. Thing is pretty crispy. I haven't used it for a while. You can tap some shots in there. If you hold down your fire button, it's going to shoot out a laser. It's like you got a little fusion rifle or something taped to the bottom of this thing. It's pretty nice, pretty sexy, and can fry people pretty quickly. And it's also really good at beaming Titan shields down in about half a second. And it actually can almost, I think, kill the Titan behind the Titan shield too. I don't really see people running this too much, but Titan shields are crazy right now. Everyone's running them, right? Everyone's abusing them with their Arc Titans. So if you run a Devil's Ruin, it's actually pretty good for countering those. So keep that in mind. I am running double primary, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Double primary is not the best thing in the world, and hand cannon sidearm is not the best thing in the world if you're going to do double primary anyways, but I just kind of want to have some fun and I want to use both these weapons. This is a God Roll Ostringer. It's crafted, of course. You can see here we have Hammer Forge Rifling, I have Ricochet Rounds, I have Enhanced Eye of the Storm, and Enhanced Rangefinder. This thing is an absolute beauty. Have a good amount of kills on it. Been using it for a long time. As you can see, it's like level 50 here. There's some other videos that I've used this thing, and it's just always a pleasure to use this gun because it is very sexy. You can go ahead and check out the armor mods here. I am going to be using Shinobu's Vow, so we do have an extra charge on our skip grenades, and that's going to be tying into the rest of our builds, which we'll break down right now. So like I said, we have two skip grenades, right? So of course we're going to be using skip grenades. After that, we do have on flow state, so when we kill somebody, after they get hit by something like our grenade, with this fragment right here, our grenade jolts targets. We kill them when they're jolted because we get in close with our hand cannon, or even closer with our sidearm, and then we can use our flow state to help us get amplified. It's a pretty simple thing right there. I am pairing Tempest Strike up with the sidearm. I think Tempest Strike goes the best with sidearms, but if you want to use your Lethal Current here, I think that's also a pretty good choice. I do have on Gathering Storm, although I'm barely ever getting supers. Actually, I don't think I have a single super play for you guys today because this weekend you just don't really get supers that often. I feel like the matches are going kind of quicker than they usually do on Javelin, but Javelin is one of my favorite maps, if not my favorite, so I'm kind of okay with that. Got on Gambler's Dodge here. We can dodge near an enemy, get our melee ability right back, and then I do have on Disorienting Blow. I usually use Combination Blow because I like to kill somebody with this melee and get a little bit of health regen going, but Disorienting Blow is still pretty good. You can get a little explosion on them, you know, so they can't really see for a second, and that can be quite effective. Blink on, of course, and then for our last fragments here, I have Spark of Recharge, so when critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy regenerate more quickly. Just an extra little way to get our melee and grenade energy back, because I don't have the best discipline stat here, unfortunately, just because my armor kind of sucks and I refuse to waste my time grinding for better armor. After that, we have Spark of Focus. After sprinting for a short time, your class ability regeneration is increased. I do run 80 mobile. It would be 90, but this takes 10 away, but then this lets you get your dodge back much faster anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you lose that mobility anyways. We already went over Spark of Shock, of course, and then Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an Ionic Trace. Just an extra little way with that Ionic Trace to get some abilities back. Pretty simple stuff. I do have on a other half Eager Edge Sword here, I will say for the last thing there, but all that being covered, I think we're about ready. If you do have any questions, go ahead, leave those in the comments, or you can join the Blinkville Discord server if you want to make some Blink Warlock or Blink Hunter friends. It's going to be linked in the top right and in the description of the video. Like I said, go check out yesterday's video where I went over my Blink Warlock strategy. Had a very fun time with that one using the Sunshot Exotic Hand Cannon, and I teared the enemies up. And I'll have more Trials content coming at you guys in the next couple days, of course. Got to keep going with this Trials content when it's active because it's some of the best content I love making in the game. All that being said, I think we're about ready to get in these plays, so why don't we go ahead and blink on into it. Now, usually I show you guys my very first round with a new loadout when I'm trying to show you how to use it and my kind of thought process of exactly how I was starting to use my strategy. But this is the second round of the weekend, you know, the second round of the day, so, you know, you didn't miss much. The first round just kind of sucked dingle dongles, so I skipped ahead to the second here. Now, I've been kind of out of practice on my Blink Hunter. I need to get him up in power level especially. Nice flick onto that guy, and I hit one little shot on him, fly around to my teammates here. But the thing is, I've just been using my Blink Warlock a bunch, especially at the beginning of the season, because that is the character that I'm the best on, and I think is the best with Blink. I think Blink Warlock is way better than Blink Hunter. I think the best parts about Blink Hunter are the parts that are good on every Hunter, like Hunter Dodge, which is an insanely good class ability, probably the strongest in the entire game, in my opinion. People who don't understand just how strong Hunter Dodge is blow my mind, especially the Hunter mains when they're like, it's really not that strong, and I'm like, dude, have you been living in Dracula's coffin for the past 75 years and you just woke up from a deep nap? Because Hunter Dodge is freaking nutty. Now this guy comes in, you can see I fry the right laser on him. I slide in and use my Tempest Strike here on the second guy, yeah, Tempest Strike, that's all I was thinking. Sometimes I get that mixed up with Lethal Current, but Tempest Strike is the one right there. Slap him, one headshot on the last guy, hit him with a teammate, take them out pretty easily. You can do some good combo with your teammates, especially if you are in a team comp where you're actually with some friends. You could have a very good time with this Devil's Ruin, because it's something that can work very well with, like that stasis nade you saw there. That guy had a little Duskfield nade in front of me. The enemy gets slowed, I can take them out very easily. Now, I wasn't completely feeling the Devil's Ruin here early. I had to get kind of back into the flow of things with it, and you'll see that as we go on. Hit a nice little 3-tap on this guy, take him out, slide around to the left, watching my radar, see this guy on my left, or my right with the radar here, flick over to him, take him out, shooting a laser at this guy. It's not the best range for the laser right there. I actually threw my nade on accident, so that kind of sucked. I took my laser out because I wanted to see if I could fry the shield with that, because it's very strong against shields. Unfortunately, this guy flies in on me, rubber bands with a melee there, and gets to take me out. Titan melee abilities, always so much fun, but it was pretty good of a fight for me there, which is why I wanted to show you guys that round. You can see the range there from the laser. If I hit some heads, I probably would have maybe not killed him, but done some more damage for sure, but I still did pretty good damage. Tap that guy on the nutsack for one little bit there. Teammates take him out. I'm looking to just help my teammates however I can. Hit a headshot on that guy, helps him take him out pretty easily, and we win that round. So the thing is, with Blink Hunter, you're not really going to have an Astrosight burst, so you need to find what other exotics you want to use. And for me, Foe Tracer is usually my go-to. As you can see with this build, I'm using something like the Shinobus here. Shinobus are very good. You can combo them with your skip grenades, and skip grenades are very good if you just want to jolt your target and then play a big amplified build. I very much like amplified builds. I think when you can get the amplify working with your blink, it can be very beneficial, especially on a map like Javelin that has pretty high roofs, and in some parts like right here, basically no ceilings. Your amplified version of yourself can be very helpful with your blink. In other situations, you gotta be very careful when you get amplified with your blink, because it can kind of jump you a little bit too high, and that can be counterintuitive. If you see someone coming at you here, you can use this, or like the laser like I did right there, charge the laser early. The thing with the Devil's Ruin laser, it has a 1000 millisecond, I think it is, charge time. 1000, is it in milliseconds? It's a 1000 charge time. I forget what the actual judge of it is, but it's something like that, which is the same amount of charge time as a high impact fusion rifle, I believe. So you know those high impact fusion rifles, they can hit like a truck, right? You can absolutely look like you're driving a steamroller and you're running someone over to make them look like Flat Stanley, just came out of the pages of a book. But the thing is, you gotta charge it up first. Now, what I like to do is, you'll see in this gameplay as it goes on, I like to kind of slide around the corner, and as I'm going through the slide, right when I start the slide, I start charging up the blast of the gun, and then by the time I get around the corner, I can wipe some out pretty easily. You can see the regular shots from this thing are also very good. I do have an ornament on my Devil's Ruin, and I actually don't like this ornament that much, but I use it just because it's unique, it's a little different. This ornament makes it a red dot sight on the Devil's Ruin. The regular one is a kind of a more hollowed out diamond, kind of like the regular Arkelos weapons. That is the regular reticle on the Devil's Ruin that I most of the time really like. So, you know, pick your poison when it comes to that. But I was trying out this ornament a little more because I wanted to get a little more used to it. And I already had a red dot here on my Austringer, so I figured, well, maybe I could use the red dot on my Devil's Ruin, and it could be kind of beneficial because I'd be going between basically the same reticle all the time, and that might help me be a little more consistent. Now you can see most of the time I was just kind of using my Austringer first as much as I could. In rage engagements like this, take 2 taps on this guy, teammate helps me take him out pretty easily. I grab heavy, I'm looking if I can blink forward and then use my sword. That's what I do, blink forward, pull the sword out, slash this guy's bussy up, blink forward, take out the Devil's Ruin, charge the laser up really quickly, and knock this guy's head off of his body. Don't really know where he was walking to there, kind of weird. He might he didn't DC because he stayed in the entire match, but I don't know, that guy was walking off to La La Land. Now I gotta tell you, I started feeling this Devil's Ruin quite a bit as I kept playing with it. I was trying to remember exactly how I used to like this thing, and once I started feeling it, I felt really good about it. One thing to keep in mind about the Devil's Ruin is you can use it has 15 bullets in the mag, right? You can use 14 bullets. As long as you have that last bullet in the mag of your Devil's Ruin, you can use a full laser, the full duration of the laser with 1 bullet left in your mag. So a lot of times it's beneficial. You can see right here, like I'm talking, slide in, charge the laser as you slide in, and then you can take some out very easily. But going back to what I was saying before, you can use an entire mag of this Devil's Ruin and then use that last bullet and still kill somebody with the entire laser. So if you want to fight 2 people on an enemy team, take 2 people out, and then hold down your laser, take out the 3rd person, you can do that very efficiently. So keep that in mind. You do not need any bullets except for 1 in the mag to actually charge that entire laser blast up. Now this guy was kind of going invis. They were sitting in the back of the spawn here, but I knew I could fly in, roast that guy like a nice dinner turkey on Thanksgiving, flying in and help my teammate out here, but he actually put on the Devil's Ruin as well. He did not have that on when we started the match, but he saw me using it and he put it on. I was like, much appreciated, man. I love that. It's hilarious when you see your teammates see you using something and they're like, man, that gun looks kind of crispy, and they like slap it on too. You're just like, I made that happen. These guys were all running away, and for some reason they weren't reading their radar very well, so they kind of didn't really see me coming behind them, but I decided to go with my teammates. The good thing about your blink is you want to use it to use a lot of flanks, especially with a build like this, and get a lot of repositioning. These guys flew in, I take 1 out. I'm going to blast the 2nd one, but unfortunately I kind of missed and he was a little too far away. I blink straight up, rub myself against the wall, land on this guy, punch him in the pussy twice, take him out, get ready to shoot at the 2nd guy. You can see here, I have 7 bullets left in the mag, but what I did was I just charged a full laser up and took him out pretty easily with the teammate there, resolved ourselves to a win of that round. Coming around here, I was flying to the left side of the map. I knew these enemies like playing outside, and I knew I could probably take them out. A nice 3-tap there secures the 1st kill. I go to tap the 2nd guy, hit him in the head once. I go throw out a skip grenade there, thinking I want to peek, but I didn't want to peek too aggressively because I was very low health. Now, I hate that Arc Titan shield. One of the craziest mystifying things to me is how Arc Titan actually managed to get to this season and all the way to this part of the season, and Bungie still hasn't nerfed it. What are they doing? Hey Bungie, what are you doing? What are you guys doing? You got your thumbs in your ashes over there? I don't know, you guys all Titan mains nowadays? Did you guys all switch to Titan mains? Because something's blowing my mind about the fact that these nut stacks over here are still not nerfed. But, you know, that's just classic Bungie balancing for you, or should I say lack of balancing. Flying up here, we can see these guys on the left side of my radar, so we're going to try to get a good flank on them. I blink forward, land behind him, and start taking shots. Some pretty well-placed shots on this guy, take him out. I wanted to slide out of trouble there, but unfortunately the game didn't let me sprint, so I just kind of had to crouch. It worked out pretty well, and I was able to get behind cover, knock a 2nd head off that guy, and we're able to win that round pretty easily and pretty handedly. Now, sometimes I like to go towards mid. A lot of times what I was trying to do is get a good skip grenade in, just like this, do some damage, and then take them out with a nice play from my guns here. You can see I used a lot of my bullets on that 1st guy, so what I did is I charged up my laser. Even though I had 5 bullets left in the mag, I had a full laser that just took that 2nd guy out. There was 2 guys on me here. You can see I use a dodge into a slide, into a blink. I shake my hitbox while I'm in midair. If you blink up really high, because you don't really have a choice but to blink up high to escape, what you want to do is kind of shake your hitbox. What that's going to do is, well, change your hitbox. It's going to give the least chance of the enemies to hit you as possible. It's going to move your head hitbox around, it's going to move your body around a little bit, and that gives you the best chance of surviving while you're in midair. So just remember, keep that in mind. Are you flying through the air right now like some kind of fantastical unicorn? Yes. If that's the case, shake your hitbox around. Whether on controller or mouse and keyboard, you can do it pretty easily, and that might just give you that little inch of survival you need to actually get out of those situations. Now we're looking here, we see these guys towards mid, take some nice taps on him, tap on his teammate, and it's so funny, he ran right into my bullet. I actually did not mean to kill that guy, but he ran straight into my bullet, and I was like, you know what, baby, I will take credit for that. I knew he was probably going to get res, so I blinked in, slide, use my lethal current, it hits him, take him out with a nice sidearm play, charge the laser up, want to kill the 2nd guy, but he just kind of ran away. It was disappointing. Take some shots on this guy. I thought my teammate would help me clean him up, but unfortunately he kind of just ran away. You can see in chat there, everything I was typing through the day, mostly pretty nice stuff, but at one point you see some chats where I was like roasting these enemy players to my teammates earlier in the match because I was fighting some cringy dudes earlier. I gotta tell you, there a good amount of cheaters too. I actually fought Lemur at one point. Did we pass that clip already? I don't know if I even put the clip in. I think I did, but he was doing a carry with the guy named Redeemer, which I looked up and looks like he's like a streamer too. And they were doing carries. Oh, there's Lemur. Yeah, that's right. I shoot him. We beat them up this round, but of course they do end up winning because it's me and 2 solos. You know what, I'm trying to do a for fun build, and that's kind of what I was saying in the intro, where it's very hard to do for fun builds because then you get guys like these. I hate when I see these content creators who are self-proclaimed very good players, and instead of doing any kind of self-respecting build, they have to crutch things like Arc Titan, like these guys are doing here. I very much just don't respect that. Actually, ricochet rounds there. Hit a bullet on that guy through the hallway. Pretty funny to me. But we did actually manage to beat them this round. But yeah, it's something that is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the Destiny community is these big content creators that I see that are... I know they're very skilled players because I see their gameplay, I see their streams, whatever it may be, and I play against them, and I'm like, oh, these are skilled players, but then for some reason they just have to use the meta abusing, and they don't quite understand the fact that it's them, you know, using this propaganda meta abusing to the entire community that's showing the entire community, hey, you can be a little scumbag and it'll make you really successful, and the entire community plays like scumbags and meta abuses to the nth degree because they see these content creators doing that, and they don't want to take any credit for it, and all they want to do is complain. Blows my mind. But hey, that's a video for another day. If you want to see a whole video of me breaking down that entire problem with the community, you let me know. But anyways, this is the last clip I have for you guys today, so I very much do appreciate you watching. If you want to leave me a like, a comment, subscribe, or hit that notification bell so you can see more in the future, that would all be very much appreciated. I hope you guys are having a good Trials weekend, and that is going to be it for me today, so I'll let this play out for you guys, and as always, have a great day, Guardians.